What's up, y'all? Welcome to Carolina Takedown Talk, breakdown and recap edition with me, Ryan Mitchell. We are going to be focusing on the Freestyle and Greco state tournament that just went down this weekend at Mooresville High School. Awesome action happened. Before we get into that, let's talk about this USMC event that's going down next weekend, April 30th. So we're excited to tell you about the USMC Sports Leadership Academy presented by the United States Marine Corps, happening April 30th at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex. This is a free, one-of-a-kind wrestling experience you don't want to miss. The best wrestling coaches in the area will help you enhance your skills and perfect your technique, while the U.S. Marines provide team building and leadership training to help you improve off the mat and on the mat. You'll get a free camp shirt, free lunch, a free swag bag, and access to all the camp photos and videos. Wrestlers ages 14 to 19 are eligible to attend. Come out and showcase your skills and prove you're one of the best wrestlers in the state. Use the link in the description to sign up. When you register, in the how you hear about us section, select podcast and let them know you heard about the camp right here on Carolina Takedown Talk. Spots are limited, so be sure to register at the link in the description right now. It's a camp you don't want to miss next weekend, April 30th in the Greensboro Coliseum. Remember, right there in that how did you hear about us in the camp section, let them know you heard right here on Carolina Takedown Talk. It helps us out. We greatly appreciate it. Now, don't forget, we got our apparel sponsor, our apparel partner, Chain Wrestle. Go to chainwrestling.co. Check out not just the gear that's the Carolina Takedown Talk gear on there, which is sick, but they have a bunch of other gear on there that is awesome as well. So, guys, Freestyle and Greco state tournament went down this weekend at Mooresville High School. I saw some great pictures. I wasn't able to attend. Rhett wasn't able to attend. It just wasn't in the cards. We kind of originally planned on it, but things came up as far as family-wise. I think Rhett, you could, if you follow him on Instagram, social media, you saw he's on vacation right now, getting a little sun. My wife had to work, so I was dad all weekend. But we were watching from afar, texting each other about the updates going down, and there were some big results, some big things happened. So let's talk about it. And let's start with we're going the same order here. Freestyle was first on Saturday. In the 16U, which is what the cadet division is. So the cadet division, at 100 pounds, this kid is someone I've been noticing results pop up over and over and over for his age bracket. Eli Horton of Combat Athletics has been looking really impressive, and he takes the title at 100 pounds. Samuel Ponte, defending state champ now, won the 3A 106-pound title, rolls at 106. He wins very comfortably there. Now, one of my favorite brackets happened at the 16U 113, where Christian Lemaire of Rocket Wrestling, so he wrestles at Pearson. He was 1-2 at the state tournament this year. He lost to Charlie Sly in the quarters. But his offseason has been very impressive. He once again wins a bracket. It's at the Tar Heel Classic where he really kind of announced himself in this offseason. He does it again here, winning a bracket that has Cole Hunt, Brad Yoakum, and Tyler Watt in it. That's a bracket. And Christian Lemaire comes out on top. Very impressive for him. So look for him to kind of continue that trajectory up. Just a freshman last year. He's a name to watch heading into the summer session and into the fall and into our wrestling season. And then Cam Stinson, if you haven't checked out the article about the top 5 uncommitted guys in North Carolina, I'll give you a hint. He's on there. Go ahead, check it out. It's on our Rock Fin page right now, so go check it out. See where he kind of lands on that one. But the best cadet matchup happened here at 126, where Cooper Davis, runner-up at 113 4A to Cam Stinson last year, wrestled 4A runner-up at 106, Jackson Rawling of Huff. And Cooper Davis wins 10-0 convincingly. Kind of continues his trajectory. Speaking of trajectories, just how good he looked from that state tournament in June of his freshman year to that finishing up his state tournament sophomore year. Really improved a lot, and shows it here, Tech following another state runner-up. So going up to that junior division, there's a bunch of other results, like Mason Kincaid of Dark Horse beat Brock Sullivan at 170 at the cadets. Johnny Merriman won a 182 bracket that has Brady Rabb in it. Rabb, someone I've been impressed with for a long time. North Henderson's Reese Meadows wins the 220 bracket. Trev Quan, Gary, who's a Pearson guy, just like Kristen Lemaire, wins the heavyweight division in the cadets. He was a freshman state placer at 285. You don't see that every day. But stepping up to the juniors, where a lot of the real action kind of went down, and that's where Joey Baisley wins a 120 bracket that included Devin Husky and Jaden Crawford. Baisley's another guy that's just kind of continuing to improve, and I think that's because he spent a lot of time wrestling in the offseason, spent a lot of time in that freestyle Greco circuit. And then 126, a big result here. Rhett and I have talked about Damon Landreth a ton, and he doesn't disappoint here as he gets a tech fall over Matt Rowland, state champ, state runner-up Matt Rowland. Landreth is super versed in the freestyle Greco scene, has been. It's strong and courageous. Their kids are always wrestling freestyle Greco from young age up. So we know Damon's coming in with a lot of freestyle and Greco experience. He went to Fargo last year, which is part of the reason why he improved so much from his sophomore to junior season. And here he goes out and tech falls a state champ and proves himself that he is one of those guys that is in the hunt next year. I know he has Jackson Baglio, Charlie Sly around his weight, but he's right in there with those type of guys at times. So Damon, big win at 126. At 132, speaking of Charlie Sly, he goes out and just dominates his way to the junior 132 title, up a few weights, right? Won his state title at 113, and here he is at 132 just a couple of months later. And from the video I saw on the North Carolina live streams Facebook page, he looked pretty filled out and ready to go. I'm excited. I hope he goes to Fargo. I think he can make some noise and make a name for himself out there. Speaking of that, like Jason Fulmore dropped an opinion piece. He did not write it. Someone else did, but someone dropped an opinion piece about why North Carolina can be the next hot state in the South, right? Georgia's that state right now. Why we can become the hottest state where college coaches are just trying to pick kids from North Carolina, and we can become that, but we got to prove it at Fargo. That's the place where college coaches are really looking, and that's what we're hearing from college coaches, guys. That's what they're telling us. They want to see our North Carolina kids perform at Fargo, go to Fargo. We need to take more kids to Fargo and perform there. So we need to buy into Freestyle and Greco more to do that and show them we already have the talent. We really do. We already have the athletes and the wrestlers in the state. We just got to buy into it a little more and get there. So 138, another huge result with the state champ going down. Avery Bonacore from Laney, who's super impressive to me at state duels in the state tournament, finished as the runner-up to Tyler Tracy. He takes out Aldo Hernandez, who is someone, we talk about a lot on our show. He takes out Aldo Hernandez by tech fall 13-2 and finishes off and wins the bracket there. 145, probably one of the better brackets of freestyle. You have Tyler Tracy taking it home. He went to Fargo last year. We know he's versed in freestyle, knows what he's doing out there. He beats JT Richards and Frank Bianco and Calvin Klang of Combat out of Freedom there. So great bracket with a couple state placers in here. Really impressed with Tracy as he wins really comfortable over Bianco, an 11-0 final in the first place match there. And then Richards beat Bianco in the second place match, wrestling a true second here. Logan fight continues to improve. Christian Beach and Rhett and I have talked about how important freestyle is and that development and kind of just getting Logan to another tier here. And he's proven it, man. He looked great on the way to the title. We caught a little bit of the video on that live stream. And he had a great win over Harshbarger in the semifinals before capping it off with a tech fall in the finals. Once he starts letting it go and attacking legs, he's really hard to stop. So a fight is someone we're looking forward to seeing at Fargo. He had a great sophomore Virginia Beach Nationals with a couple huge wins right there in that COVID area, that COVID season. And we're looking for Logan to continue that role that he's kind of on right now. Great state tournament, great freestyle tournament here. Looking forward to seeing him in Fargo potentially. And then Greg Merriman takes home 160, rolls there. And then my personal favorite bracket here, we had Aiden McCaffrey taking home the 170 title. Man, Union Pines put out his hit list where they were showing all the wins he's had in the past like a year and a half, and it is insane how many good wins he has. It was over Zane Burkett and Devin Bell and Cole Reynolds and Gavin Hartzell, just name after name, state champ after state champ, and he adds another one here as he beats Alex Hopper, the 4A 170-pound state champ in the semifinals, and then he beats independent school state champ and Virginia Beach All-American and Trey Wilfong in the finals. Hopper then gets in the true second match the win over Wilfong as well, and then Kyle Jamerson, of Baynard trained and formerly strong, courageous, comes in fourth in this tough bracket here. So 3 state champs in this bracket, 3 folk style state champs, and Aiden McCaffrey comes away as the freestyle state champ here. Excited to see him at NC State as he just announced his commitment. NC State, couple days. What a couple days for them in North Carolina recruiting. They get McCaffrey, they get Jacob Cox, they get Zach Courageous. Boom, boom, boom. And not to mention they already have committed Jeremiah Price and Jackson Baglio, the top 2 on the big board in the next class. So NC State, great job recruiting and bringing those guys home. Apps on your heels with Carson Floyd and Caleb Beatty and Jonathan Hance, all of them coming in. But man, NC State pulled a ton of hammers and top kids in our state, and we're excited to see those guys stay home in North Carolina. I cannot wait to watch them compete on the next level. Super high on all 3 of those guys heading to state this fall. 182, we see Jackson Buck jump all the way up here to 182, and we have Devin Bell taking the title here though. Wins with relative ease in his bracket. He has to have an injury default over Buck. Buck got injured in the finals there. And then Savoy New takes third, who's a guy that was in Fargo last year. That he made a huge run in Fargo last year, which is one of the reasons I was so high on him. And his end of the season, I think he got injured. I'm not sure what happened at the end of the year there, but didn't turn out the way he wanted, obviously, not being at the state tournament and regional tournament. But, man, what a bracket that was that Devin Bell continues to get better. I know Campbell's really high on him. Hearing things that they're excited about getting him in there. And then at 195, we got a freestyle Cage Williams on the loose. I'm telling you guys, I'm excited to see this kid. I cannot wait until he gets to Fargo and does the thing. He's going to really shine there. That's one of the things, like I'm telling you guys, we have the talent in the state. Let's just get you guys to Fargo. You guys are amazing. Let's get you guys to Fargo. Cage Williams comes out. Only him and Owen Schiano of Huff in the bracket, and he goes 10-0 and 10-0 over Schiano there, which not really surprising when you think about Cage's development and his results so far in his high school career. So we'll just continue down to 220, where you got Carson Floyd, fresh off his commitment to App State, coming out looking dominant at 220, down at his natural weight. You know, he went up to win that state title at 285, which is super impressive considering how amazing Van is and the size he gave up. So Carson Floyd takes the title. And then Nathan Carnes, who Rhett came back from Elite 8 duels and said, dude, this kid is really good, even better than we thought after the state finals. As someone we were like, whoa, this kid can be even better with a little level jump. And he's like, man, this kid was really impressive at the Elite 8 duels. People were talking about him. And here he comes, and he does the thing at 285 in the freestyle tournament with a fall over Carlos Wesley of Robbinsville and Peak Wrestling. And so Carnes and Floyd, all those upper weights guys kind of just rolling through the bracket as they went. And so let's talk about the women, man. I know that, so the women had kind of a little bit of a conflict. I feel like we had a good bit of our top girls head up to the Ultimate Club duels in Pennsylvania, where we saw Thomas Brooker was wrestling there. He went 4-1 there. Looked really, really good. Heard some things about him and about how he was just impressing everybody there. People really, really started to take notice of him. So I think some of our women were there too, our top women. But our women junior bracket, I saw Kaylee Southerth from Lake Norman in combat. She continues her role. She was someone that I told Red about when I got back from the girls' state tournament there in Greensboro right before the duels, the finals there, and she just looked really impressive. I thought her skill set was going to translate really well to freestyle, which is the style that the ladies wrestle in college. So, I mean, they should be wrestling as much freestyle as they can prior to that. And then in that 16U cadet range, Megan Rowland, someone we've talked about a few times on this show. I hope she finds her way to Fargo because I think she can do some real damage there and make a name for herself on the national scene. Kenley Riley of Bull Shark Wrestling getting the win over Sydney Bell. Super impressive. Sydney Bell is someone who has credentials to her name, so Riley getting a big win there. Juliana Kang of Combat wins the 100 junior bracket. She's someone we've seen over and over again. She was a state runner-up, placed at the Grappler Fall Classic. Ella Beam, 4-time state champ. She takes her title very easily here. She's going to be someone we watch on the next level that can do big things for our state. So supporting her is important as well. So that was all the freestyle side of things. Let's talk about Greco here. So Greco obviously is just the men. The women's just wrestle freestyle. And I'm going to stick pretty much just to the juniors except for Cam Stinson doubling up. I wasn't sure how many of these guys would double up. Some people just wrestle freestyle, and that's okay. You got to choose what style you want to go if you want to just focus on folk style. I think both styles help you become a better wrestler. But let's talk about some of these junior brackets here. So, again, the theme is going to be kind of similar to Cam, where we're seeing some people double up. Right, and then I did see that Brady Rabb took home that 182 to the 206-pound weight bracket, which that's kind of a wide range of weight. But Rabb coming on top, I'm not surprised considering how hard he kind of ham fights that he would be a good Greco guy. But Joey Baisley took the men's junior 120, so he doubles up. Damon Landreth, if you have ever watched Damon Landreth wrestle, you know he's going to be good at Greco just because of the way he can control ties and he's got a good drag series. So he goes ahead and he doubles up as well. Noah Tokubin takes the 145-pound title. Noah is someone who, like Damon, has spent a lot of time in the off-season wrestling, whether it's freestyle Greco or folk style, and it's really paying off. And he wins the Greco title here. Owen Harshberger takes the 152-pound title. Laney Kidd coming in strong in the Greco here. Greg Merriman wins 160, so he doubles up. Ada McCafferty doubles up with the same people in the bracket. So Hopper, Jamerson, Wilfong are all in the bracket. Now Wilfong forfeits all the matches, so I think whatever was bothering him the day before continued to bother him here. But big wins for McCafferty and over Hopper and Wilfong and Jamerson over the weekend. And James Ellison gets second in that bracket of Lumberton Wrestling Club. And Lumberton is someone that Rhett continues to put praise on, that they're coming. And we saw it at the state tournament last year. They had some really tough guys. And 182, Savoy New rebounds from his freestyle performance on Saturday, wins the Greco bracket on Sunday. And then Carson Floyd doubles up. It's just kind of a theme. Like I wasn't sure how many of these guys would actually wrestle both. And Carson Floyd wrestles Greco here and gets the win in that bracket. So there's your Freestyle and Greco State Tournament, guys. There was a ton of talent there. Great to see Carson Floyd and Cam Stinson, Cage Williams, Tokubin, Landreth, Aldo Hernandez, Ada McCafferty, Alex Hopper, Matt Rowland, all those guys, just Jackson Rowling, Cooper Davis, just all these top kids getting in there, scrapping, wrestling freestyle and Greco. I'm excited to see kind of what kids end up on that junior and cadet national team and travel on those dual teams. Excited to see who goes to Fargo. I was peeking at the registration list for the cadet trials next weekend. I saw Joe Seeley on there at 71 kilograms. He's actually number one on Flo's big board for the country now, for that upcoming junior class. And then, so he's registered there. He's one of the guys in the mix to make that world team is Sealy. And I heard Jeremiah Price might be there at the trials, which we think very highly of Jeremiah, and he can scrap. So he could be in the mix as well. So pay attention to those trials. And then make sure that you head to chainwrestling.co, get that Carolina Takedown Talk gear, and head over to USMC's website, get registered. The link to that is in the description, so check that out. Register. How'd you hear about us? Podcast. Tell them you heard it right here in Carolina Takedown Talk. Hope to see you there at the April 30th clinic next weekend with Coach Hardy, Coach Warburn, Coach Tripp Rogers, Coach Jed Cox, App State wrestlers. USMC guys going to be there as well. Let's go. Team North Carolina all day.